Welcome back to the Real Human Project. This is our public podcast. It's where we shine a light on some of the real human stories recorded by our members. Our project is open to everyone, so please go to realhuman.io to record your episode. Today, we meet Sergii Tkachenko. I've known Sergii and his wonderful family since 2020. His life has been anything but smooth, but he approaches each day with an optimism and a gratitude that is just infectious. This shines through in his beautiful episode, and I'm excited for you to have a listen. Now I'll hand it over to our AI-powered host, Sam, and their interview with Sergii Tkachenko.
Can you tell me about the home and neighborhood you grew up in?
My home is Ukraine. I grew up in a small town. I think from an American point of view, that could be suburbia, but it was a regional center, actually. I grew up in a downtown, which is different from United States type of downtowns, and I grew up playing football. This is soccer here in the United States, but it's football. We call it football and always will. I grew up in a flat or in a loft, actually, with the building. This is it, yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Sergii. Did you have siblings growing up? Were they older or younger than you?
So I have a sister. She is 10 years older than me. Exactly 10 years and 5 days. Interestingly, she was more like a mom, if that makes sense. So when I was born, she was 10, and she was like, "Oh, please, mom, I'm so happy. I'm so excited about my brother, about a newborn. She could play with me. She could take care of me." And by the way, that was very handy. At the moment, we, like everyone, it was Ukraine. It was 1980s. Everyone was poor. And my mom would work a lot. Like, she would actually have 3 jobs, certainly lower paid jobs. And my sister would take care of me. She would change the diapers. She would bath me, feed me, even cook for me. So yeah, so this is my sibling slash second mother.
It sounds like your sister played a special role in your life, Sergii. Why don't you tell me about a charity or non-for-profit that is special to you and why?
These days, with the war in Ukraine, with the Russian invasion in Ukraine, being Ukrainian for me is very important to support Ukrainians that are in need. And one of the charities is we're participating is we're trying to bring people outside of Ukraine and bring them here in the United States. This is very difficult, a very complex task. It requires a lot of attention, a lot of time, and this is enormous job. But I feel that there are a lot of people are seeking to start over their lives, and I feel that we could do that. So this is what we do. Yeah, this is my favorite charity. This is what the answer is.
That's incredible, Sergii. Helping people start over their lives is a truly impactful work. Now, what was one of your passions when you were young? Why was it so important to you?
I had a few, actually. The first one was definitely football. And remember, I say football, but I mean soccer, but it's football, right? So I was dreaming to become a football player. And my parents, they were like, "Sergey, this is not good. You need to have a proper job. Ukraine is not England, right? Ukraine is not France. Ukraine is not Italy, where you can make for a living playing football." So they were trying to guide me into other direction. And I guess my other passion was computer science, math. Yeah, that was it. I was enjoying math a lot. I was enjoying computer science, programming, and at the time, my first language was HTML. And it was cool because you could create a website. That was my passion. Yeah, I can definitely say that.
It's clear that football and computer science were important passions for you, Sergei. Now, how did you discover your passion for your profession?
This is interesting. My favorite band, Blink 182, during one of the shows, I listened it in the recording. Like Mark Hoppus told me, the chance and God made us. I'm atheist and it didn't resonate with me at the time, but I remember that phrase for some reason. So, how did I discover my passion for profession? I always wanted to travel. And my wife's father knew that I want to have a job that would allow me to work from anywhere in the world. And I tried advertisement and it was good. I mean, you definitely can make calls while you are in Europe somewhere or even in the United States if you can work at night. But that wasn't it. So, what my wife's father he saw an advertisement of a forex trading, and he told me like, I saw an advertisement. There are actually courses for forex trading. You can go, you can learn, you can trade. You love math, and this is how I was introduced to markets, and this is how I make a living right now. Yeah, this is the chance. He saw an advertisement. He told me about those courses. I gave a call. I met a wonderful team of teachers that introduced me to trading, and this is what I do.
It's incredible how a chance encounter with an advertisement led you to your passion. Now, let's talk about luck. Can you tell me about a time you got really, really lucky?
I think that I'm probably the luckiest person you could ever talk to. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something. I think the luckiest I get is that my wife, she was in in her high school and she moved from another city to my city. And I think the luckiest I got was she decided to go to my school. So it was a public school. It was a good but public school. And at first, her parents recommended her to join the private school. And I believe she went there maybe like 5 times. And then she told like, no, 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 this isn't for me. I want an appropriate public school. This is it. This is my luckiest moment. She walks into my school and I get a chance to meet her. If she would stay in that private school, we wouldn't have made it. Yeah, there would be no chance I would be here talking to you. Yeah, this is for sure.
That's a beautiful example of luck, Sergey. Sometimes the luckiest moments in life are when the right person comes into it. Now, tell me about someone who has had a big impact on your life. Why do you think they made an impact? And what have you learned from them?
I am blessed to meet wonderful people everywhere, like literally everywhere. And during the COVID, it was something like incredible, something unbelievable. We spent a lot of time outside of where we live, outside of California. We were kind of locked down during our vacation. We got locked down and we spent there at our vacation enormous amount of time. And I met very, very special people, very special family. And the impact they made was actually a friendship that goes through your lifetime and a beautiful example of hard work, a beautiful example of appropriate attitude towards family, towards partner, a beautiful example of how to work with luck, how to make your efforts into something like physical result. And when we finally were back in California, we constantly communicated with that family. And there was a moment, like a beautiful and very difficult moment for me. We were purchasing our first home in an entire life. And there was a moment I couldn't acquire a mortgage. And it seems easy, but with what I do, it's a big deal, like a very big deal. And I was seeking for advice, and the family I'm referring to told me, like, keep calling to every single lender you can reach out to. Keep doing it, and I swear you could do it. You could find the guy. And I was 3 days maybe into the challenge. I was making maybe like 20 calls per day. You provide your financials, you work, you trying to impress them with the numbers, with your papers, with your, oh my God, it was, I have a goose skin just talking about it. But then in the 3 days, I could find that lender who decided to work with me, despite of a lot of things. Here we are. Yeah. What I think of it is that someone gave me enough confidence in my abilities to achieve something. And even though it may sound like not very big of achievement, but keeping in mind my obstacles and keep in mind my situation, it was a terribly big thing for me to buy that house, to acquire that mortgage, and to continue what I do.
Now, if you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why?
This one is difficult. I'm very happy with what I have. I love my community. I love my city. I love what I have. If I would be forced to live anywhere else, I would definitely choose a year in Hawaii. That would be like the frosting on the cake. Yeah. That, why? Because you can surf, you can swim, you can stand up paddleboard, you can snorkel. The thing about me is I admire the ocean. It's a creature. For me, ocean is a being, is alive. It has soul, it has thoughts, it's alive. So I admire those days of my life when I'm next to ocean, when I'm in the ocean. This is something. I would love to spend my days in Hawaii, spend a year in Hawaii. That, yeah, it would be Hawaii.
A year in Hawaii, surrounded by the ocean. Sounds like a dream come true for you. Now, what have I not asked you about today that I should have?
I thought you could ask me how was my move from Ukraine to United States and what was the biggest thing about it. And I was thinking about it prior to the interview, and I would tell that Ukraine is no different from United States. People are great, everything is great. It's just few things that in Ukraine we praise the results, and United States we praise the effort. And this is the fundamental difference. I'm not sure which is the better. Well, obviously, the United States is the first country in the world. So, yeah, better praise the efforts. But I'm so confused with that. And I was working as a soccer coach in Auden. And I found myself that I don't want to praise the efforts. I want to praise the results. Like people are showing up at soccer, kids are showing up, and everyone, whoa, thank you for showing up. And I'm like, oh my God, they just showed up. Let them play, let them show what they can, let them master something, and then praise that. But yeah, this would be it.
Thank you so much for being on the show today, Sergii. And to the listeners, I'd like to tell you about one of the really cool ways people are using the Real Human Project. It's companies. We've created podcasts like this for Google, the Cleveland Clinic, Weight Watchers, Paramount Plus, and many more. The difference is that these podcasts are all private. Only employees can listen, and each episode features a different employee sharing their stories, experiences, and reflections. The companies we work with have found their private podcasts to be an amazing way to bring their people together and to promote a sense of inclusion and belonging. If you're looking to introduce a little human connection in your organization, please visit realhuman.io.